Hot hike!
Welcome to the Sportscasting Couch. My name's Josh. Joining me with me as always, Paul.
Yo.
And no Ryan this week again. Some
Nope.
diarrhea.
Something like that. I don't know. He said something that work's blowing up.
Yeah, remember that count we talked about? How I was going to definitely have more missed days than him? Well, now he's doubling me.
Should I have an official count maybe made on...
2-1 him. It's the only thing he's beaten me in.
Why, the Madden's not working out for him still? Or
No,
what?
all the picks. He lost last week. He lost the whole regular season.
Oh, that was a rough week last week, though. That 18-point comeback by Tennessee.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's just an Andy Reid special. That's what happens. He forgets that you can run the ball in the game. He just likes to throw.
Yeah, that was definitely poorly managed. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember messaging you about what happened with that 2-point conversion, where I thought Tennessee took the lead, but then there was a sack fumble, return for a touchdown for the 2-point, and then it was called back.
They said his forward progress was down because he was like being driven back a little bit.
That's stupid.
Yeah. What's crazy though is everybody's talking about this Marcus Mariota catch or throw and then catch for himself.
Yeah.
And they're talking about it as if it's like this great play by Mariota. I can't believe he did that. He did it on purpose almost is what they're saying.
No, that was just his forward
That's
momentum.
one of the most luckiest plays I've ever seen. It just a slightly different way that if Revis jumps up and catches it, it's a terrible play, right? And it just a huge swing of momentum there. But Revis gave up a bunch of times, so
That's always how it works out. But yeah, he's pretty much busting out to the left side and then threw the ball, got deflected, and it's really just his forward momentum that he was already running that way that, it's just instinct. You're going to go for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. I wanted to actually introduce, I wish Ryan was here because I want him to know about this, but I thought of something that we can do in the off season instead of, like I said, we were going to play Game of Thrones Clue Game of Thrones, whatever. I got an Xbox 360 again.
You did?
Yeah, I got one for free this week. So what I was thinking of actually doing was we can play up to, hold on, let me check. Is that 07? So we can pretty much go all the way back to Madden 07 right now. And
Like that's the newest one we could play?
that's the oldest one we can play right now
okay.
until I get an original Xbox, which I'm going to hunt down. I think I can get one for pretty cheap. So what that's basically going to allow me to do is at the end of, like, we'll take like the half hour at the end of the show or something, and we'll have you and Ryan face off, but we're going to do complete random. So it'll be random year of Madden. I'll draw the year, and then you both pick a team out of a hat, and then you guys play as those teams and then just duke it out. And then we'll just keep a tally on how many games you guys win, all that kind of stuff. And then I'll get a capture card, and then it'll kind of be like, we'll do it on the show at the end. It'll be audio, but then we'll have a separate video on YouTube for just so your YouTube gets a little bit of use out as well. It'll be a little bit of video to go with it. So it'll be like just that for the YouTube clip by itself, like of you guys playing with our audio, and then in the show it'll just be at the end. Or we can figure out how.
Yeah,
But that,
we
I
can
think
work
that'd
with
be
it. Once we get a capture card thing, it'll be
yeah.
the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. And Ryan said I couldn't figure out how to do the N64 one. I actually do have a way of doing that. I have it somewhere. Really? I have it somewhere behind the computer over there, but
there's a way you could?
I can definitely do it. I just need a program.
Oh, wow.
That's it, and I'm all set up. But I mean, QB Club 98 fucking blows. I can show you.
Yeah.
It's so hard to play, man.
Yeah.
When I played Spencer a while back, and he was Jerry Rice with the 49ers, it was so stupid, unfair. Like, just heave the ball down the field.
And they're open every time. Yeah.
It's not even that. He would tell me, okay, I'm going to throw it to Jerry Rice. And I would go triple coverage the fucking guy, and he would still get it. It's called NFL QB Club because that's what it's for. It's for running so hard.
Yeah.
You can scramble as a quarterback, but that's mainly because if anybody knows how to tackle in that game, you're not going to be able to scramble. But because we're all kind of stupid and new to the game, I scrambled for 40 yards with, who was my quarterback? I can't remember now. whoever it was, and I stiff-armed probably 5 people down, and then Ryan just smoked me, dislocated my wrist, and then I was back like 4 plays later, but it was pretty funny. So that I want to do that. I think that would be pretty cool to do the Xbox thing, and we can definitely set up the capture card and kind of get that going. We'll figure something out. Be sweet. You got to sneeze?
It's the worst feeling in the world when it's like halfway there and it just won't come out. It's the worst.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, in the back of your nose? And you're kind of
It's, come on.
whatever. If you got to sneeze, just fuck. Oh, I guess
Not anymore.
Look at the sun. You ever look at the sun to sneeze?
I was trying to look at that light behind your computer.
Oh, no,
Didn't
that won't.
work.
It won't help you like that. For the news this week, kind of short and sweet without Ryan here. We'll try to stretch out however we can for the show. But
I'm good at stretching things out.
Stretch. Trying to stretch. The NFL announced 3 London games for next season. Did you see the list?
I only saw one of them because it's the only one I cared, obviously.
Before I even announce what they are, but do you like the games overseas in London or Mexico, for that matter?
I see the NFL's mindset behind it, how it'll expand their product to other places that aren't normally going to be able to see it. I know when they go to England, they do get a lot of people that come out and watch it. It's big markets to take over. If they can somehow make football even close to what soccer is over there, even like a tenth of it what it is over there. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if they can do that, like that's huge for them, right? So it makes sense for them. I haven't really heard any players complaining about it too much. It's been most of the same shitty teams doing it. But at the same time, I don't want to wake up at 9 a.m. and.
Oh, you're gonna have to this year or next season.
Once,
yeah. So let me find. And then I had another question there, but I don't know. I don't mind the games over there, but at the same time, it's just a really weird thing to do. Like, why are you going to Europe? I understand, the whole expansion thing, because they used to have NFL Europe, but that's gone. That's been gone for so long that
I don't think it's as much the expansion part, because the expansion was like the minors basically, right? Like they were the shittier people that couldn't make the league, which is something they do need to bring back. They need to have some kind of developmental system for people that aren't ready right away.
I think I agree with that. It's like the NHL has the AHL system, and then they'll obviously the farm teams, and then you have the OHL, which is kind of like a look ahead to the AHL, NHL.
Yep.
Western Hockey League, you have QMJHL, you have all those American leagues you can really go through. There's so much, but NFL is just NFL. There's nothing. What's below the NFL? Just a whole college.
Sport?
I mean college.
Yeah.
Right.
There's really nothing that's an intro league.
Yeah.
For the NFL.
Because college, it's
the CFL, I guess, kinda could be, but it's really not.
Completely different game though.
Yeah.
Bigger field. Why? Okay, here's a good question then. Why is it that they have no problem of going overseas for a game or Mexico, but there's only been a handful of games in Canada for Buffalo?
Yeah, they did the Buffalo-Toronto one.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they have...
Well, Canada's small. When you think about it, it's a tenth of the size of the U.S., but in population.
Yeah, but everybody in Canada loves the NFL too.
Yeah.
You got to think, Canada... Most of the population is along the border. If you really look at how Canada's laid out, there, it's such a big landmass, but there's nothing north. Everybody's near the border. When you look at near Michigan,
you don't want to go north.
No, you don't want to go north. Even look at Vancouver. They had the Olympics. A ton of people came over that. Obviously, it's a worldwide thing, and it happens every 4 years or 2 or 4 years. But I think the NFL could come over to Canada for a game a season. That's the thing. It's not like
and it's not like they have to go super far like they do for England.
Exactly. So if you have like Seattle play, Denver or somebody out west, you can stay out west.
Vancouver.
Go to Vancouver, huge city, tons of people. You're gonna fill that stadium
for sure.
Like
I'm sure they will. I think it's Well, obviously Mexico doesn't have as big of a.
Well, that's the weird thing.
That one's weird. Mexico doesn't make sense to me. Europe makes sense. Going to Europe and trying to take over there or get some kind of footprint
That's crazy
in
though.
there.
You go, 12-hour flight, whatever
it's
it
far.
is, and then
They have to fly up early in the week basically and get used to the time difference and get used to everything.
Yeah, that's.
But it's an experience for a lot of the players as well. I've really never heard anyone complain about it. As like you hear people complaining about Thursday night football all the time.
You?
Yeah, and it's all the players and everything. But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not remembering. But I can't remember people really complaining about going to England.
Yeah. Well, you got to think. I think it was this year. I don't know if it was Miami or Baltimore. One of the coaches was like, "This is stupid." Like, they don't really want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's.
Did they lose?
Well, that's the thing. They did lose, but it also throws them off completely because
it's different. It's
everything changes.
I see. The strong coaches don't think of it that way. They're going to think of it as this is a way for our team to grow better together and another obstacle for us to overcome. It's I don't know. It's a cool experience. It's going to grow the NFL. The NFL's really worrying about their numbers, how they're down on TV this year.
Well, that's the NFL being the NFL, though. I think just the diehard football fans are starting to maybe they still love football. They don't like the NFL. That's how it's been, and I think that's why that whole notion of the XFL coming back was actually taken seriously because a lot of people don't like the NFL anymore.
There's certain things, but I feel like a lot of times there's too many commercials going on, especially for the primetime games. It's like 3 plays and then you got a commercial for 10 minutes and then it's like over and over and over again. There's no real flow to the game.
My biggest fucking pet peeve. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Field goal. No. Commercial.
Yeah.
Kickoff. Commercial. Yeah. Next play is an injury. Commercial.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
They've tried to change it and make it a little bit better. I really hope that Thursday night football camera that they had from behind, I really hope that they start to get into some kind of different things like that. I'm hoping that someone because a lot of these numbers things that people they're worried about is the fact that it is due to the fact a lot of people are moving away from TV. Do you have cable here?
No, actually, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. We have cable at my house, but it's because of the sports package. That's the only reason I keep it. But a lot of people got rid of cable. So a lot of people are streaming and doing all these different things, and a lot of illegal streams, different things like that.
Well, you got to think, like, satellite is on its, really, I don't think a lot of people are watching shit on satellite. Anymore, satellite, cable. I think it's with the introduction of unlimited internet coming into your house now with and really good speeds.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Is I think this is going to be huge for the NFL with ESPN. Clearly, they're looking like they're not going to be that great for that much longer. I'm thinking, what if a company like Netflix decides they want to get a football deal? Then they start putting it out. I feel like companies like that know how people are going to be on every day. They like to binge watch things, different things like that. Mm-hmm. They're going to go and they're going to Tuesday comes out and you have a special little video about the team leading up to that week. They're going to have all these little in detail things about each game, and I think the possibilities can be really good, but it's really all going to depend on if who gets the deal, what's going on.
Yeah, that's I don't know. ESPN has clearly been in a landslide, which is crazy to be owned by. We found out last week Disney owns them. They have so much money, but NBC. I mean, come on, NBC is a fucking monster, so that's why they have so much money too. But ESPN to be as far behind as they are,
it's crazy.
It's insane. And now losing Gruden for that $100 billion deal,
they're paying him a lot of money too.
Yeah,
I can see Peyton Manning stepping in that role though. I would like that.
Fuck. They're gonna have to
pay a lot of money.
They're gonna have to really put a lot of shit on his forehead to keep the glare down, man. Fuck, get the camera off, Peyton. Fucking glare. Oh yeah. So anyway, we were talking about the overseas game. So Seattle is playing Oakland in Tottenham, which is gonna be the first time they're playing in Tottenham, and that stadium is new and it's really nice. The one thing I really love, and I'm a big soccer fan, is their stadiums are so nice in Europe. They put a lot of effort into them. Like if you look at my team, Bayern Munich's stadium, it's so nice, man, and they do it right. Every time something happens, in the United States with a mass shooting or something sad like that, they light their stadium completely all the way around. Have you seen it before at all? Or?
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff that they
The photo, yeah. So they'll make it look like an American flag or something like that all the way around. It's it kind of reminds me of how much effort they put into their stadiums. Are kind of like, the LCA, so Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, when they had their writers or the design concepts for it, and they had the Little Caesar or the Red Wings logo on the roof, and everybody's like, they're not going to do that, which is stupid because it's actually a really fucking cool idea, and all it is lights on top of a roof. It's nothing. It's just for the helicopter, but they didn't do it. I don't even know what's on the roof. It's probably a Little Caesars, something like that. Yeah, $5.99. It's just in Europe they care so much more about looks for their stadium and giving people that ultimate experience, whereas over here it's let's just build a new stadium, bring people in. Sure, there's retractable roofs and really cool little things. Yeah, Rectum. Yeah, Cat Rectum Stadium. Episode 4 we discovered that? 5?
Yeah, I don't know. Ryan discovered it. Yeah.
Ryan, yeah. You thought it was cool until that.
It was cool.
Arizona's got the retractable field, which is maybe I think it's the only field still in the NFL that does that, right?
Puts the field out into the
desert. They go outside, into the desert so the grass can grow or die a little bit, whatever. Turf stadiums they're nice, but sometimes a little bit too turfy. Detroit's got kind of that problem. They have a nice stadium, but that was 2005. It was like state of the art. Now it's just another stadium.
Yeah, they keep growing and growing and growing.
But when you look at those stadiums in Europe, they're state of the art. A lot of them are. All the new ones, they put a lot of money, but they also have a lot of money to just pump.
This one, the LA, the Rams and the Chargers, the one that they're going to be sharing, looks
so
insane.
They're going to be sharing. Yeah,
it looks insane.
So anyway, that's Tottenham October 14th. So that will be week I don't know, whatever.
October 14th would be like week 5.
And then you got the Titans versus, you just said, the Chargers at Wembley, which is the usual spot, on October 21st or the 28th. And then your team, Philly, versus Jacksonville on the 20th or 21st in Wembley as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of Jacksonville fans because Jacksonville seems they just seem to keep going back there.
But at the same time, well, if we're talking about Jacksonville versus the Eagles have Jay Ajayi, who's completely British or English or whatever he is. I don't even know what he is.
British English?
Yeah. Bringlish? Yeah. But so he'll have a lot of fans on that side as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like that it's the Jaguars versus the Eagles game. It would have been nice to be against a shitty team, not some big game that, I guess AFC versus NFC doesn't matter that much, but
yeah. I don't think they're going to really put any games in London of, really big significance just because of
that's one. Well, it could be. Because both teams could be in the
not
NFC
that early in the
championship
season though. That's only October. So
it's October that they're going there?
Yeah. The 21st or 28th, so then you still have, 7 weeks of football. Mm-hmm. It could be it's always a factor. Every single game is important.
That has to be the biggest game that they're putting on there, though. All the other ones I remember I don't even watch because they're all shitty team versus
Jacksonville,
team.
Miami, or whoever, Baltimore versus LA.
Yeah, those teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not your team, so every team should. But yeah, no New England, stuff like that.
No top teams.
But they send New England to Mexico with Oakland, which, I mean, that was just a debacle. But, Mexico likes Oakland. They're a bunch of crazy bastards down there. Just to jump into the playoffs here real quick, Rams go down even with the high-scoring offense, which
Who called it?
Shut up. So I think I sent you the screenshot earlier. I'm just pulling it up here. So how the NFL's number one offenses have fared in the last 6 years, so 2012 to 2017, so 5 years. The 2012 Patriots lost in the AFC Championship. They had the number one scoring offense. In 2013, the Broncos lost in the Super Bowl, the number one offense. In 2014, the Packers lost the NFC Championship with the number one offense. 2015, Panthers lost in the Super Bowl. 2016, Falcons lost in the Super Bowl. And then this year, the Rams lost in the Wildcard round. So it's not always having the number one offense that's going to help you out. So
you need a complete team once
your
playoffs come.
Your Eagles lucked out that once got hurt. They you know.
We would have been the number one offense, yeah.
Yeah, and then you would have just been on this fucking.
Yeah.
You would have been on this.
Lucky us, yay.
But what do you think kind of comes of that? Because if you look at this list, I mean, you didn't believe in Jared Goff pretty much all season. So the 2017 Rams.
But the reason
whatever.
for me picking them to lose wasn't really me not believing in Goff last week. It was the fact that the Falcons have all these playoff experience.
That's true. Yeah.
The Rams are very young. They don't have a lot of.
Which I do have a point to bring up about that kind of stuff too. But when you look at the 2016 Falcons, well, that was just a fucking. You're going against Tom Brady, so.
And you were winning 28-3.
Yeah.
And we had money.
Okay, let me jump into this real quick. So this 21-3 lead. Some people are saying
28-3.
No,
That's what the Falcons had.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the Titans, the Kansas City one. So the 21-3, they're like everybody puts new flag question mark. I personally think that Titans beating Kansas City is actually not a bigger comeback or anything. Like obviously it wasn't because it's Super Bowl, but
and more points.
I think it was like almost more. I don't even know how to say it. It's not that it was more significant. It's just people are like, that's not a big deal. But it was like, that's the Tennessee Titans, and you had a lead on the Tennessee Titans. That's not New England with Tom Brady, the greatest
it's a
of all
team
time.
that can basically only run the ball.
Yeah,
and you have a lead on them.
And they, Marcus Mariota.
It's a bigger collapse by the Kansas City Chiefs than it was for the Falcons.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Like I know that
I can understand the fact that it was for the Super Bowl makes it the ultimate collapse.
Yeah.
But the fact you're saying it was against the Patriots, so that's a team that obviously can come back against anybody. Yeah. Whereas
you can never count them out. The Titans.
You're looking on the other end. It's the Kansas City Chiefs who are also they played really well the first like 6-7 weeks, and then they've been a mediocre at best team the rest of the way.
Yeah, I can't believe I kind of kick myself now. I said after week 6 I think it was week 5 when they were 5-0. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Super Bowl. Like I was pretty much calling it, and then Ryan said, "Don't fucking do that because look what happened in Minnesota last year. They fell apart when they were."
It's not who gets hot early; it's who gets hot at the end of the season.
Yeah, and every year, same thing happens, but you don't believe it, and then look at it, it happens. Anyway, and then I want to bring up. I kind of jumped all over there for a second, but so they had the number one offense. So what do you what do you think it is really that helps offenses like that fall apart when you look at that list that I just brought up?
Well, the thing is, just because you're the number one offense in the regular season, there's a lot of things that go into that. What teams you played, what the team was coming off. Like even if you're playing against a good team, who did they play the week before? How many days rest do they have? There's so many factors that go into it. Once you get into the playoffs, it really turns into everybody's giving their absolute all on every single play, and you need to be perfect almost every single time. And that's just kind of what happens if you have a really good defense going against a really good offense, and that defense gets you off. That defense gets you out of your train of thought kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anything can happen really.
Yeah.
That's what we saw. Atlanta just overwhelmed them. The moment was too big for them. They couldn't get out of it, and they forgot they had a running back named Todd Gurley.
Yeah, that's incredible. Don't give him the
Coach
ball.
of the year. Did not deserve Coach of the year after that.
Yeah, that's young coach too. Doesn't help.
He'll grow and learn.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this one. What do you think I'm talking about when I say 1 verse 34, 1 verse 20, 1 verse 9, and 0 verse 12? I wish Ryan was here because I'm pretty sure he didn't see this. You might have seen this.
Say that again?
So 1 verse 34, 1 verse 20, 1 verse 9, and 0 verse 12. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Literally no clue.
No clue. Well, you did send me the screenshot no, I sent it to you, but that's the divisional round QB career playoff starts.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the matchups. Yeah. That is fucking insane.
It's
so
very stacked on one side and not at all on the other.
So it's pretty incredible. Marcus Mariota versus Tom Brady. Okay, when you look at the quarterback matchups, these are just ridiculous. Matt Ryan versus Nick Foles, and then you got Drew Brees versus Case Keenum. So 12 versus 0. There's your 12-0. And then Blake Bortles versus Ben Roethlisberger. So 21. And then when you really think about it, those ones are that first round. So, well, other than Nick Foles. When did he start playoffs?
It was, 3-4 years ago where they lost to the Saints.
Oh, okay.
4 first year Chip Kelly. They went 10-6, lost the home game.
Yeah. So, I mean, those quarterbacks that are, have the playoff experience, when you look at the point spreads for this week, other than Minnesota, they have, they have the edge in the point spread and they're favored to win.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, I think it's just more that
they're a full team. They're not just a quarterback.
Yeah. So how do you think those numbers will really play a factor this weekend?
2 of the games it's going to matter. And 2 of the games it's probably not. I don't know. I think for New England, Tennessee, it's obvious. It's going to matter a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, a lot of people are still, well, not a lot of people. I had this argument with Jibbs. He thinks Jacksonville's still going to win the Super Bowl.
Really?
Go to the Super Bowl. And I'm like, how do you, after seeing Blake Bortles last week,
maybe we will have to call
he
him.
ran for more yards than he threw.
Yeah.
It's just,
that was
you're not going to be able to put up only 10 points or whatever it is on the Pittsburgh Steelers and beat them. I don't care what kind of defense you have. It's the playoffs. It's different.
Yeah. I don't fucking know. Oh, did Ryan send his picks there?
Yeah.
Okay. I fucking just totally closed it.
You think he chose the Eagles?
I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Well, last week we didn't do... Oh, wait. No, you had news. You had 2 pieces of news that you brought up right before the show. Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, yeah, Le'Veon Bell. He said if they franchise tag him that he will not... he would contemplate retirement or not playing for the year.
That's so stupid. Contemplate not playing for the year is just so stupid. Like
it hurts him more than anything, but
yeah,
his mindset, I think he's more threatening it, saying don't franchise tag me, get me in a deal, or I don't want to be here kind of thing.
I think that's insane.
When it comes to being a running back, we kind of talked about this a little bit before the show, but when it comes to being a running back, you have such a limited shelf life. You have really, once running backs turn 30, a lot of people are like, I don't want you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows
unless
he needs to get his...
Peterson or Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Basically,
some of the people,
Arizona
which Le'Veon Bell could be that guy. He's not. He doesn't rely off his speed. He's very slow behind the line, finding the perfect hole, and he goes through it. But his mindset is, you never know when you're going to get an injury. Look at what happened to Ryan Shazier. He goes and tries to tackle somebody, just keeps his head down, and he couldn't walk. Like he knows that at any point he could get hurt, and if he's just on a 1-year deal, then he has nothing for the rest of his life for his family. You could say, yeah, well, he can make 12, 14 million for that 1 year. But if you think about it, and he can make 50, 60 million over the next 8 years if he doesn't get right.
I always find it, really amazing of the amount of money that these people make to play a game, and then,
It's a vicious game, though.
No, that's fine. But the lives that they lead, or the lives that they lead with that money, that they never, a lot of people don't, financially plan for their future, that I'm only going to be playing till I'm 35. Like it's for as far as professional jobs or anything go, retirement that's the earliest retirement you can have, but you're retiring with almost the most money that you can have. But a lot of them go broke. They got to stop paying for people's shit.
Yeah.
Stop buying.
They get their entourage.
They buy their houses and stuff, but figure out there's property tax and all that fancy shit to pay for. But it's like,
some people do it right.
Just be modest about it and have all this money. I mean, you play in the NFL. Everybody knows who the fuck you are. You don't have to really flaunt.
Yeah.
Like look at Michael Jordan and all those people. The houses they have is just unfucking believable. It's what are you really doing? And what do you need 23 bedrooms in a house with 18 bathrooms?
His homies.
Yeah, I guess so. But fuck, like they have the same house. You guys having parties every single day.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I live a modest life.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I pay my bills. I'm not worried about.
Well, that's the thing. We sit here and we think, wow, how great would it be to have $2-3 million? But they're sitting there with that much money in the bank, and they're like, hey, this is my worth. You're making $100 million because I'm a good player and I'm taking you here. I need a piece of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
sense.
That's how you got to look at it for your own personal life too. And if you ever ask for a raise or something at work, it's listen. I know that you have
We're
huge
asking for like $1 though.
Oh, I know, and but a lot of people, like even millennials and stuff, they're worried about asking for raises at work just because it's like, oh, if I ask for a raise, it's like, they'll find a way to fire me later. It's like, no, they won't. They realize, okay, if you're a good worker, you deserve a raise.
You're gonna get it. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the same thing as the NFL. If you're worth it, you're gonna get paid. So I don't know. And then you had one more piece of news. I can't even remember.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, the whole Kirk Cousins
Yeah,
thing.
he said
so
that if the Browns offered him a good contract, he would take it, which to me it makes sense. They're pretty much a quarterback away. They have a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
They would need to build, and they wouldn't be right away ready to go just because they have a quarterback. But
now, this could, I don't know. I almost feel like this is almost gonna fuck the Browns up just by him coming out and saying that. It's almost like he's trolling them or something because if they think, hey, we're gonna sign, we'll throw him a deal, whatever. Let's send him a deal, and then somebody goes, well, if we're gonna throw him a deal, then pass on that first round quarterback. Let's find some other piece of talent to.
Well,
fill.
they would give him a deal before the draft. That's how it works for the free agency.
Hey, you never know, man.
Yeah, well, he's a big name free agent, so he'll have people coming at him right away.
It's the Browns. Yeah, Arizona's gonna go for. I hope they
Broncos probably too.
do. Yeah, he's gonna have options, and then he's gonna do the old.
He's gonna get a lot of money. He's probably gonna get close to the most money in the league just because he's the hot free agent, even though he doesn't deserve it.
You hate everybody but Wentz.
No, I don't hate him. I don't think he's terrible. I just think he's where he was drafted. He's a good quarterback. It's not fair because he really didn't have weapons this year in Washington. But whenever watch him, he's not a guy that you go into a game and you're like, oh, he could hurt us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so the Eagles play the Redskins twice a year. Every single time, he's not the one that I go into the game worrying about, right?
All right, here's your three options for. There's 2 minutes left in the game. You're down by 8 points, and you have to drive the field from your own 20.
Matt Stafford.
Stafford, Goff, or Cousins?
Okay, Stafford. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
1,000,000%.
Well,
I like Stafford. You guys don't like Stafford.
Does it depend on receivers too and all that?
You tell me Goff or Cousins, I'm telling you.
All right, yeah. Let's get Stafford out of the way then.
Well, Goff or Cousins.
Goff or Cousins not with New England's receivers and Kansas City's tight end.
Okay.
It's fantasy football right here.
Well, I'd have to go Cousins just because he's been in the league longer, and like I said, I still haven't seen Goff make that one great throw. He's more relying on the running back, just like Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott was terrible this year.
Dak Prescott's in there too. Do you want
Definitely not Dak.
No,
I'll take Goff before Dak.
Bortles. Take Bortles, man. He's
I can't take Bortles.
What do you mean? He's gonna run all those yards?
Yeah, he'll run the whole 80 yards. That's true.
Yeah,
it's crazy. That stat. Did you hear the stat for him?
I think so.
It was like he has like the highest average rush or something like that. It's like over 10 yards a carry or something like that because every time he runs, no one respects his legs, and then he takes off.
Yeah, I didn't think that white boy could run like that.
I didn't either. I didn't know until really that game that he was.
Yeah, I knew he scrambled and all that throughout the season.
It's just his brain that kills him.
Yeah, well, maybe that is using his brain, but he's also overthinking it too. Cause
maybe bad throws. I guess it could be his arm.
Okay.
Did you see the throws in that game? He was like, I get there was wind, but it was like a 5-yard out, and he was throwing it 10 yards past him.
Yeah,
wobbling the whole way.
Whatever. That's just.
You had Nick Foles in there. Oof.
Okay, Paxton Lynch.
Okay, well he's not winning it.
Hold on, Paxton. You got Paxton Lynch. You got Trevor Seaman and Dak Prescott.
Ugh.
And.
If you say Foles, I'm taking Foles.
No, I'm not going to because I know you will. Arizona's backup.
Stanton?
Well, Stanton or the other one.
Oh, the old
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert, the old.
Yeah, those are your options. You're in you're pretty in fantasy football right
Bottom
now.
of the barrel.
You're fucking.
What was the first couple you said?
Paxton Lynch and Trevor Seaman. Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm making it tricky.
I don't know.
You got a second to pick though.
I'm just running the ball.
That's it. You're
first down, quick kick. We're punting it.
Your running back is, white boy. I'll give you McCaffrey.
I'd probably take Dak out of all those.
Yeah.
Just because you can run a read option. Run the read option. Let him dink and dunk.
Yep. Gotcha. We didn't do this last week, but I want to run through it now. Is your final season standings? You can see I did a lot of work for this.
How was the actual final season standings? The Vikings on top when the Eagles finished first in the.
I went by.
Well, it was wrong wherever you looked at.
Well, then maybe something's fucked up here.
Just because the Eagles finished first in the NFC, so they can't finish third.
Well, I went to overall standings here on my app, and had Minnesota on top and New England second. So that's what I went by.
That's weird.
Well, I don't know.
I wonder what they do about it. But yeah, Eagles got the first seed, right? So and Vikings got second. So
okay. I
in
see
the
what you're
NFC.
saying. So what the fuck? What's NFL.com say? I don't even know. Can you order by overall?
Yeah, you can.
NFL.com. I'll just check the overall standings. But anyway, so with how I have it right now,
I don't look that off though. To be honest, I don't know. We're
there
looking
was
at it really
some
quickly, but there's some obviously.
You
that are,
nailed some pick for pick, which is good.
Like the Saints and the Eagles, because the Eagles should be first.
Shut up.
Okay.
We don't know for sure yet. I'm checking. NFL.com is gonna be the official.
First or second.
Now
they can't be third.
They're gonna be third now. Hold on. Standings.
I nailed the Saints right on the 7th pick.
Oh wait,
Bills
no, I
on the
did go to
12th.
NFL.com for standings, and I went to league, but it didn't order them properly. No, see, NFL.com's got them
Niners
third.
just completely turned around, but that wasn't fair because I didn't know Garoppolo was coming to the team.
Yeah,
and I didn't know Garoppolo was going to be that either. Even if I knew he was coming to the team, I wouldn't have.
Why can't I fucking scroll on this website? What a pile of shit.
It probably just doesn't tell you by actual seeding or something.
Yeah, actually, maybe that's what
it doesn't break it down to like what the tiebreakers and all that would be.
Because NFL.com has Philly as third as well, so
yeah.
But whatever. Okay. Well, we'll go by what I have here.
Yeah. So we're
not too far off anyway.
You look at the top four. I got all the teams right in the top four. They're all just in a slightly different order.
I'll give you 1 point for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the points are for, but I'll give it to you.
Seahawks, I was wrong. They didn't make the playoffs. That's the only team I was wrong. Oh no, the Seahawks and the Cowboys were the teams I was wrong.
Oh my God!
Just get this out of the way.
Okay, let me throw this off the screen. There we go. Okay.
So who made the playoffs?
Okay, so with 5, you had Kansas City.
I probably had the Rams real deep, eh?
You had Kansas City doing a little bit better at the end of the season.
Oh no, I had the Rams in the playoffs. I'm trying to see who I didn't put in the playoffs
that made the playoffs.
Baltimore,
Carolina, 13.
Baltimore and Carolina, that's what it was. I had Dallas.
Atlanta.
I had Dallas and Seattle in it.
Atlanta is at 16.
Who else did I have? Dallas, Seattle. Who else is wrong? In my top 12, who else besides Seattle and Dallas?
Okay, top 12. Let's go in city. Okay, so Seattle, Dallas. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because with
I don't know. Seattle and Dallas, so then I take them out.
Well,
no. You were just looking at the wrong row. So Seattle and Dallas, there was the only two that weren't in the playoffs, and then you add in Atlanta and the Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So anyway, and then the bottom of the league, you almost had it right.
Yeah. San Francisco.
That again,
screwed me.
That didn't help you, but the Browns were looking like shit all year. I'm surprised they didn't go with them last, but.
Remember I made up a stat that they played each other, and they didn't.
That was a good stat, yeah.
Yeah.
Good scheduling.
You
might as well schedule the shit teams against each other so they could at least
I just thought the 49ers were terrible, and then they were.
And
Garoppolo
now
came
they're
in
undefeated.
and just changed it.
Yeah. So we'll see how they do next season. I'm actually
But
really
that's
excited.
not bad. For my first time doing it, it's not that bad, especially since it was week 8?
Yeah, we did it pretty late. So I think what we'll do next year, just for fun, we'll have you do one at the start of the season, then we'll do one week 8, and then we'll let it ride out for the rest of the season. Or I don't know. We'll figure something out either way. But yeah, so I thought it was funny to look at it. But I mean,
We're gonna do power rankings.
pick for pick, you had Green Bay,
Nice.
which was good at 20th. So they finished 20th based on my list. Buffalo in the last spot there.
Yeah, the Lions.
Lions,
The
at
Saints.
14. Saints too?
7.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And then
And
really
then your
the
top
Eagles.
4.
The Eagles were
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have beat the Patriots though. I think they had the same record.
Yeah. So that's fine. I'll give you
I'm amazing though.
I'll give you a
What can I
point
say?
there. And then we didn't do our week 17 final picks either. Well, I want to review it real quick, I guess.
I thought we did. And Ryan pointed out your 0.5.
He did?
Oh no, he said something about you. You didn't even get it to 100.
Yeah, I
You
did.
kept under 100 losses.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. As long as I do that, that's good. And then in our big pool, you got eliminated this week, right? Because you had Buffalo.
I had the Bills, yeah.
Yeah, that
I
sucks.
should have taken the Titans. They're going all the way.
All the way. You think so?
No.
Why not? Mariota, man, he's gonna throw to himself again.
We'll go to the Super Bowl, but
Whoops.
whoa,
Yeah, I know. I did that.
just throw something out.
Yeah, I actually deleted some files there, and I forgot that the volume was on the computer. Okay, so if we got no more news, then we can jump into... Well, we did our bracket last week, and I didn't write down anything from our bracket, but brackets have been busted, so... I mean,
Oh, I got one wrong.
You'll be all right. So
I got one wrong. You guys got two wrong.
But I still didn't make a new song. I'm working on it.
Picks,
So
man.
1, 2, 3. Which one do you want?
2.
2?
1.
That's not it. Wait, 1?
1. Is 1 the original one?
Fuck, I don't even know if I still have it.
Okay, 2 then.
I'm just gonna have to go
Okay,
with
1. Okay, 4.
Good.
Pick segment. Which one's this? 3?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the only one I have.
It's gonna be hello. Broncos is easy pick. Glad you have faith, because I just don't.
Oh, I gotta piss so bad.
Doesn't matter. Pooping, pissing doesn't really matter.
Oh my god!
Next is the cows versus the horses.
Oh, it's a 1 o'clock game. West Coast team going to the East Coast.
I leave for 1 week. Can we have a basketball minute? We got a soccer second. Can we have a hockey hour?
It's not professional.
I really like how he went soccer second, so SS, and then hockey
yeah.
hour, HH.
Yeah.
Just really cool.
I know he's a smart guy, but I mean, he did make this piece of brilliant audio for us.
I like 100% dudes.
So take it for
He's
what
made quite a bit. Paul Logic.
Oh yeah, I love that one. Here, let me get.
Boom. Hashtag Paul Logic.
Yeah. Ryan's a fucking drop machine.
Yeah.
So, can you pull up his picks while we go through this, I guess?
I guess.
Some hockey on right now. Who's playing? Calgary,
Oh, yeah.
Tampa. Well, I'm surprised they're winning. Anyway. Okay. So you wanted NFLweather.com because you're getting right into it, thinking you're going to fucking get them all right.
No, I just really wanted to see what it was for the Eagles game. But it matters.
All right.
No real weather to worry about, just cold.
Is that all right there?
See.
That's good. Okay. And then... Sure. That's close enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So... Saturday, January 13th. Did you... we don't really have to review our picks from last week. Fuck it. We're not...
It was literally... You guys got 2 right, which was New Orleans beating What's-Their-Faces and Jacksonville winning.
Yeah.
And I got 3 because I picked the Falcons.
Yeah. So, I mean, it gets less and less exciting, but we can talk about the games, obviously.
Mhm.
But I don't care about reviewing them. Atlanta is playing Philly right off the hop. So let me get your pick.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Okay, got to get that out of the way. And then...
Ryan picked the Falcons.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't... There we go. That's what I was looking for. Took me a second.
That's what I thought you were going for originally.
I got to change how I do this, man.
We got to get a board.
But, yeah, so first game on Saturday. 4:35 in Philly.
Earlier in the season, this was the team I was afraid of going into the playoffs. I said if they get hot late, they have a lot of talent. They just went to the Super Bowl.
You okay?
Yeah. Then last week I picked them to win because of their playoff experience, which technically they have a lot of playoff experience, more playoff experience compared to the Eagles because they do have a lot of young guys.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that the Eagles benefit from that the Rams don't is they have, I think it's about eight different guys that have won the Super Bowl. So they know what it takes. They've had that extra week to get it into them to understand. I'm a homer. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Eagles. Next week, I won't win or lose. But I think out of all the teams, the way the Eagles can win is being able to run the ball, which Atlanta has been susceptible to the run game. Last week, the Rams kind of just gave up on the run. I don't get why, because Gurley had a pretty good run. If they kept pounding it, they would have been able to do it. The way the Eagles, or the offense that the Eagles need to go against is a quarterback that's not moving that much so that D-line can get to him.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan's not going to move. You take away Matt Ryan's run game, which the Eagles had the best rush defense for majority of the season. I don't know if they ended with it. Take away that run game, it's going to get in Matt Ryan's head. He's also 1-4 in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Philadelphia. So when he's come back and played in Philadelphia, he's 1 win, 4 losses. They've had 2 weeks.
Are you getting fucking emotional or something?
No, I'm trying to talk myself into it because I've been worried all week about it. But
because I remember you saying, I think it was after week 16 or something, you're saying the same thing, that it's the team that gets hot late that you're worried about, and Atlanta got hot late.
They got hot late with getting into the playoffs, but I really don't feel like they were so amazing last week against the Rams that it's like, oh, they're on fire, they can't be stopped. It was more the Rams shot themselves in the foot. They didn't run the ball enough. They didn't maintain drives. Just too much inexperience.
Yeah,
it could happen the exact same this week. I think this Eagles crowd is going to go a lot crazier than the Rams crowd, obviously, because it's LA Rams.
And it's in Philly.
So they're going to go a lot crazier than the Rams did last week. Hopefully that helps. I'm picking the Eagles.
No way. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So you said Ryan's got Atlanta. He
never picks the Eagles.
Even with Wentz, I don't think he would have picked the Eagles in this. Even
the Eagles with Wentz are the best team in the NFL. But keep going. The most complete team in the NFL, for sure.
I have a feeling that Ryan just rolled his eyes, not knowing why. He's sitting at his desk and he goes, "Huh?"
They have no holes besides the quarterback right now. Well, and their left tackle because Jason Peters got hurt.
And their kicker.
Their kicker kicked a 61-yard field goal. It's the best in the NFL history.
No,
sometimes.
Not really, but whatever.
No, because he misses like 12-yard field goals, but then hits big ones.
Didn't somebody hit a 63? The
record's 63, I think.
Yeah, but who hit the 63 this year was
62, I think.
62 or 63 for New England, but that was wasn't that in Mexico?
Probably.
That was a Mexican game, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have Atlanta in that game. I think with the whole quarterback playoff experience thing is going to be a big factor in this game. What's like Doug Peterson's playoff experience?
He's like a brand new head coach. Barely ever been a coach besides this. He was coaching high school like 6 years ago. I'm not kidding.
So
this is the thing. If Nick Foles from the last 2 weeks of the season comes, there's no chance the Eagles win. Not even the slightest bit of a chance. If the Nick Foles that came in at the end of the Rams game and when the Eagles were down and threw some nice passes and won the game, they have a good chance. If he's the same Nick Foles as a few years back when he was throwing they have a chance. He doesn't need to be some superhero. They just need to run the ball, keep the offense on the field, take points when you can get them, and play the field position game.
That Atlanta defense is scary though, man. Like playing against the run when that's what that's what the team's gonna have to do, and then
can't overcommit to it though because Nick Foles has a cannon.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon. No,
might as well just put him as fucking quarterback.
They've been playing on the Philadelphia sports talk I listen to all the time. Anytime they bring up Nick Foles, the wobble song, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble. That's what they compare him to because his balls wobble so much. So they play that song every time.
That's funny. I like Atlanta in that game.
My nose is plugged. I can't breathe out of it. It's really affecting me.
That's a great look for you. Just jamming your fucking thumbs up there. Did you say the weather for that game is 32?
So that's freezing.
That's cold, man.
Yep. 15. That's a strong wind as well. And Mr. Wobble, Nick Foles, so that could be really bad for them.
So why did they play that? Okay.
So when he throws the ball, it wobble. It's not a spiral. It's like
okay. I was just thinking it would be funnier. The on Family Guy, the tuba thing. But
that's him running.
Yeah. Did you see the actual video?
Drunken giraffe. That's what they call when he runs.
Did you see the actual video of the guy doing that? Where I think Family Guy got that from.
In the grocery store. Stop stealing me!
He's so pissed.
Poor guy.
Okay, so then we'll go from there to
the
coldest game. Oh, actually, it's not the coldest game. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, it is. Oh, no, it's not. Wow.
Tennessee is heading to New England, and I'm going to have to say New England is going to be fucking...
Explain this to me, how it's going to be 16...
In Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh, which is in Pennsylvania, which is not that far from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Which is going to be 32.
What?
Oh, it's the next day. Never mind. What am I saying? Yeah.
Thank you.
I was thinking it was all Sunday.
I was waiting, but yeah, no, it's earlier too, so it hasn't warmed up too. Oh, it's after. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah. Tennessee at New England, 13.5 points at home. Next, okay.
Yeah,
I think that's actually a low spread for
13.5
playoff Tom Brady versus Tennessee, who's lucky they got. Well, not lucky. They did. They balled out, but. Tennessee.
They definitely got lucky. That touchdown, like I said earlier, was lucky. That was
the
they still had to come back and do all the other stuff to get in that position.
Yeah, exactly. They lucked out with that whole fumble. Nope.
That's a high total too, 48.
What's average 43 basically.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure whenever you look at totals, 41, 43 are kind of the average. But yeah, that's a high total, but probably leaning towards New England. So when you look at that, I can
Tennessee
take the minus.
Only runs the ball.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they obviously they throw the ball, but the only thing they do well is running the ball, which to me means there's going to be a lot less time on the clock.
Yeah.
So I would go the under on that total score.
They're going to be trying to do some clock management, but Bill Belichick's fucking.
Yeah, you're not going to go into New England on a week's rest. They get that extra week to prepare.
Yeah.
Get healthy, especially with if you're going against a healthy Gronk, which can't remember the last time Gronk's been healthy. Usually gets hurt. He may be able to get hurt this week. Who knows? Usually gets hurt in big games, and then he's not available for the Super Bowl. But I don't know. This pick's obvious. I'm going New England.
Yeah, it's too obvious that don't really have to analyze it.
Yeah.
As much as
I like analyzing.
We want to, but 25 degrees in that one, and it's gonna be a chilly game. So who knows? Maybe it's a factor, but I mean, it's New England. They're used to it, so fuck it. New England across the board. Then we'll go to the Sunday games. Jacksonville.
I almost threw up. I went to burp after you and I almost threw up. That was dangerous.
Sweet. That would have been a great show. Jacksonville heading to Pittsburgh with what I think they played week 8 or so. It's a rematch. It's the rematch.
Week 8 they played?
I think it was something like that. But
Jacksonville won, right?
Jacksonville beat them, yeah.
That's when they were going through all those.
Yeah, they were having the sideline meltdowns and Ben crying about stuff. Not crying though, but yeah. And then ever since then, they've turned it around. They're,
Antonio Brown apparently looks amazing. They thought
I would say that too, even if he was crippled.
Yeah, well, that was the thing, right? He broke his leg or whatever, and and they weren't. All his teammates said they weren't expecting him to look this good, which obviously they're going to say it regardless if he looks good, just to make Jacksonville think that, and the other to get his confidence up. Yeah. But I just feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs, they have too many weapons, especially they're at home. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. I know Jacksonville's amazing against the pass, but they have so many different weapons that it's not just one guy they can focus on. You focus on Antonio Brown, then you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you got Martavis Bryant, then you got Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. It's just too many weapons, and I can't see Jacksonville being able to keep up with them. I know I've almost been hating on Jacksonville all year, and I don't mean to. I just don't believe in Blake Bortles. I don't know. Yeah. I don't see how it's possible. And -7, that's a lot.
I can see why you've been hating on Jacksonville, and I've actually been praising them because their running game has been so strong. They're, they call them Saxonville for a reason. They've been killing it on defense with Calais Campbell. And I was laughing too that Chandler Jones, who had 16.5 sacks to lead Arizona and, win the sacks race basically on season, plays for Arizona, and then Calais Campbell, who used to play for Arizona, is second. And then when you look at the top 5 teams for sacks, Arizona's not even in the top 5, even with Chandler Jones at 16.5, which is pretty pathetic. But you can,
yeah, so it's a one-man show pretty much.
Yeah, which, I mean, they had so many injuries. I'm going to attribute our season kind of, being where it is just, I mean, week one just killed us right away.
Johnson.
You get rid of that. You get rid of that running game, and we are Jacksonville. Basically, this year we could have been Jacksonville, where our quarterback, well, he's aged, but he's not amazing. But he's got some weapons on the outside, and then you have an amazing run game and a really strong defense. Who knows? We could have been in the playoffs, but injuries happen, and
there's a lot better teams in the NFC though than the AFC as well. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
and it's a complete different season. As soon as you got all the momentum going in your way, positive energy, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Ryan actually has Jacksonville in this game.
Does he?
Yep. No reasons given though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call him just because I know he's going through all that shit at work.
Yeah, fake shit.
I kind of want to, but we can call Jibs though.
Ask him why he thinks Jacksonville's going to win.
I'm kind of interested because look at the teams that.
You have him on Facebook?
Yeah.
Try it.
You want me to try it through Facebook?
I don't know. I don't have his number.
No, okay, I'll do it through Facebook so I don't run my fucking phone bill up. But you had Pittsburgh. You said it's a big spread, so you're giving a little bit of respect to Jacksonville for.
I have Jib's number.
Oh yeah. Oh. You want to call through your phone?
Yeah. What?
Oh, okay. No, I'm saying, would you give that Jacksonville +7 then? Like at home, Pittsburgh, you're not giving that 7 even with the rematch?
I was saying 7's a lot. It just shows me that even Vegas doesn't think that Jacksonville has that much of a chance. Would I do -7 though? 7's hard.
7's really tough. I know they put you in a really tough spot.
Because even like a last second, Jacksonville trying to get back in it, they could be down 2 scores and just last drive of the game, they just put up pointless points and get a touchdown. Then they're
Play for a little bit of pride.
Or down 10 and they do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in the rematch, Pittsburgh's got this game. The only reason they lost that game early in the season is okay, every game counts, but really that's just Jacksonville. Whatever, they didn't really care for that game too much. They're going through so much in the locker room with Big Ben and Antonio Brown. The coaching staff, everything was a fucking hurricane of shit going on in that locker room. So that's the only reason I picked Jacksonville then. I do like their running game and their defense, but with Pittsburgh not having those issues, they finished that season off so fucking strong that I'm not too worried about them losing. That 7 points, like you said, I don't know. Steelers Nation's going to be crazy, man, because they're waiting for that New England Pittsburgh rematch as well. I don't know. I'll give them the 7 points. I think there could be a look. It's a playoff game, but it could be a look ahead game. It's scary. No, I got Pittsburgh for sure. That 7 points, it's a little bit of a toss up for me. I wouldn't be playing.
They're absolutely insane if they look ahead of them. But I know what you're saying. It's New England next round regardless, and
because look at New England. They're playing Tennessee. Like, how do you really? It's a playoff game, so that's how you get up for that game. But how do you get up for that game? Like, that's the worst team on that board, and they just beat Kansas City. Who New England's just. I don't know if I said it to you this week, but it's just like everything for New England has been working out so well. They trade Garoppolo, then they get the first round bye because San Francisco wins out, and Kansas City loses to Tennessee and sets them up for an easy win. Coming up. So I think it's really funny that they know how to cheat every single year, even if they don't know they're cheating. So.
Do you want me to call him right now, or
let's finish out this and then we'll call him about it. He's good for that?
I said, Jibs, I'm gonna call you, and he said, call me Kitty Cat. So I don't know.
I don't want to call him now. New Orleans is going to Minnesota. So will we see who would Minnesota play if they win? Because they get home throughout, right?
What? Well, the Eagles get home throughout. That's what I was saying.
First,
right? So
my fault.
If they win, then they're home. If Minnesota wins, then it's in Minnesota against Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then if New Orleans wins, it's either New Orleans at home versus Atlanta or New Orleans in Philly.
Yeah, I had it here on my phone. I just fucked that one up, but yeah. So anyways, New Orleans at Minnesota.
Last week I said that New Orleans was the best team in the NFC. I still believe it, but it's going to be really hard to go into Minnesota against that defense, which matches up very well against the Saints. They're fast linebackers. They can keep up with the running backs.
If you want to weather reports in a dome.
Yeah. So they're good. They'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud. It's just what do you get out of Case Keenum in the playoffs? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's his first playoff start. I can't remember. I had the numbers earlier. I said it, but 12 versus 0. Yeah, it was 12 versus 0. I'm pretty sure.
I was looking at some betting, and apparently, like, majority of the a high majority of the public is betting on the Saints, but the sharps, the guy like the betting professionals basically.
Yep.
They're all going Minnesota.
Hmm.
That kind of swayed me a little bit, but at the same time, I'm sitting here thinking I just still don't believe in Case Keenum. I don't see how he can possibly go in and win a game, especially with how good this team has been.
If you want to compare teams directly, Minnesota reminds me of the LA Rams. It's one of those situations. They have an inexperienced as far as playoffs go quarterback, and everything else around him is pretty good, and that's how they got there. Like Minnesota, if I don't know, it's like I would never put Bridgewater in for any of the, like right now. Obviously, Case Keenum's gotten you to where you are, but has he really?
If he sucks this game, you'll see Teddy Bridgewater come in. If he's terrible and he's losing the game and they need someone to jump in, kind of
I wouldn't
thing.
be surprised because then they'll get the fans behind him, and who knows, maybe he'll have one of those fucking miracle moments where he just has a little bit of a comeback. Even if he doesn't win, at least it gives him a little bit of hope for next season. But
I just don't see the weapons on Minnesota's side, how they're going to win a game in the playoffs. They could win easily with their defense, but it's going to be very hard to shut down the Saints. Up until literally this second, I was picking the Vikings, but I'm going with the Saints.
Yeah, I actually had that.
I talked myself out of it.
Way to go!
I can't buy in with the Vikings.
That a boy. Well, look, this is cool. Speaking of the Minnesota Vikings, we got this little piece of audio that I'll play at the beginning of the show to lead in. Pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah, very cool.
Hi, I'm Jarius Wright, wide receiver of the Minnesota Vikings, and this is the Sportscasting Couch.
Damn right.
So I just said they have no weapons, and then he pops up on our screen.
Yep.
One of their weapons.
One of, yeah.
Yeah.
What number receiver? Really? The fourth receiver?
Yeah, something like third, maybe.
A little bit of a sleeper, but, whatever. So you have who? New Orleans? Minnesota? I can't remember what you said.
I said I had Minnesota up until literally 3 seconds ago.
Did Jarius Wright sway your decision again?
No. I had Minnesota coming into your house, and I was thinking, they have this great defense. They're going to be able to stop New Orleans. The crowd's going to go too crazy. But then I thought about the other side of the ball. Well, they don't have Dalvin Cook. He's not running the ball. It's going to be Latavius Murray. They have some wide receivers, but that's what New Orleans has been good at. Both their corners have locked everybody down. It might come down to a Kyle Rudolph game. But I feel like the Saints just have too much explosiveness. I don't know. This game's going to be so good. I can't wait for this game.
Oh my God.
Agreed. Come back to me next week and I'll tell you what my pick is.
Sure.
No, I'm going with the Saints just because.
Yeah, it's going to be New Orleans.
That was my original.
It's going to be across the board, New Orleans. If Minnesota wins, I wouldn't mind seeing, maybe they will make it to the Super Bowl and they'll be the first team playing a home Super Bowl game, which would be really cool. I think that's pretty sweet, that they have an opportunity to do that. And what I was saying was the home throughout is that, with me thinking Atlanta's going to beat Philly, that means the next game, if Minnesota wins, they're going to have home again, then they're going to be home again for the Super Bowl, which would be, that gives you a little bit of energy considering that nobody's ever done that.
Yep.
That would be pretty fucking badass. But you got to get through New Orleans and, the second half of Drew Brees' career is looking pretty good, and their defense is stepping up. Where you and Ryan said, Marshawn Lattimore, the rookie defensive rookie of the year, probably, and then Kamara is the offensive.
Probably.
Like, 5 points? How do you really justify? I don't know where they justify the 5 points.
It's their home. They've had a week off. The thing is you don't know if that week off, that extra week is going to hurt you or benefit you. Are you going to come in slow and sluggish, or are you going to come in hyped and ready to go? It is the playoffs. You should come in ready to go and hot right away. But
yeah, but
sometimes
they also
rested
their starters at the end of the.
Well, they rested on week 17.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, so that's been week 17.
They haven't
and then
done
Wildcard, and then that's 3 weeks since their last game that they've played.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
Now they're asked to come out, really hard, and who knows if they can. But so you want to give Jibbs a try there?
You said to give him a 5-minute warning. I'm like, yeah, okay. We'll pretend this is 4 minutes ago. Warning.
So we'll call our boy Jibbs. Where is he? Alaska?
Yeah.
Boy Jibbs from Alaska. We're gonna give him
from
a call.
Philly, then
Jersey?
San Antonio.
All
Philly,
over the
then
place.
San Antonio,
either way.
and then it's dialing. Do you hear it?
I don't. Oh,
Call volumes max. There we go.
I know why. Took me a second to figure it out, but yeah, we'll find out why he thinks Jacksonville.
Hello.
Ah, fuck. Hello?
Hello.
Why the fuck do you think Jacksonville's going to win? That's all I got to say. Hi, Jibs.
Why do I think Jacksonville's going to win?
Yeah.
Why did they win earlier this year when they went into Pittsburgh and spanked them?
Because Pittsburgh was, they had all those locker room issues. Antonio Brown's
think they
throwing
do the
hissy
same thing.
fits. I don't know.
How do you see it going?
They go into Pittsburgh and win.
That's crazy to me, man.
How do they win? What part of the team? Like what do they do to win? How do they shut down everybody?
Same way they would shut down everyone all year. I don't understand why everyone's down this defense.
No, I'm
Defense.
actually just asking like what your analysis basically is, because you and Ryan have the Jaguars, but Ryan's not here to tell us why he has the Jaguars.
So
we
Ryan
need you
2.0.
being Ryan and
Yeah.
telling us what it is that's going to make them win.
I think their speed matches up perfectly. I don't think Pittsburgh's a very fast team. Le'Veon Bell is a dominant player, but I think if you can shut him down, I think this team is going to be in trouble with the corners that Jacksonville has. They proved it earlier in the year. I think they could do it again this year. They're coming in with more confidence. They're going to put up some decent numbers on this team, I think, offensively, too. Pittsburgh's defense is not really great. I think they could put up 24 points offensively.
Running the ball or
which I
throwing
see them
it?
Winning. Throwing it. I see Blake Bortles having a good game. I think Alan Hearn's now back, having a little bit more chemistry. I know everyone's down on Bortles, but
Not Paul. Paul loves Bortles.
That's my favorite quarterback ever.
Paul loves him.
Jesus, kid.
My stomach's going nuts. All right, let's deal with it.
God damn. Hey, since the Eagles aren't going to be making it to the Super Bowl, are you going to come over for the Super Bowl?
I like the Jaguars in the Super Bowl in the AFC and the Eagles coming out of the NFC for the Super Bowl this year.
Wow.
If the Eagles don't make the Super Bowl, are you going to come to Paul's house for the Super Bowl party?
If the Eagles don't make the Super Bowl, I will come up there for the Super Bowl party, yes.
There you go.
That's a guarantee.
You
There it
heard
is.
it here first. I am
It's
saving
at
that.
Paul's house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pick you up wherever you need to be picked up. I'll get you.
Yes, I will definitely come to Paul's house for the Super Bowl party if the Eagles are not there.
Badass.
Okay, so tell me this, Jibs. You think the Eagles are going to make the Super Bowl? So what are they going to do this week to beat the Falcons?
This week, to beat the Falcons, all you got to do is stop Julio. You stop Julio, you win the game. I'm not afraid of their running game at all against the Eagles. You just stop Julio, you win the game. I mean, I think it's that easy and that simple.
See, this is something funny that I actually found out earlier today. I was researching it. Last year, the Eagles played the Falcons, who the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. They obviously had a better team last year, even though they had pretty much the same
held them to
pieces.
15 points.
Yeah, and they beat them, but they had Carson Wentz at quarterback, right? But they had Dorial Green Beckham at wide receiver, Jordan Matthews. They had Ryan Matthews running the ball. Their corners were Leotis McKelvin and Nolan Carroll. Like they had a way worse team, and they still beat them. So it gives me some hope for sure.
Yeah, I definitely see Julio's the one. If Julio goes off for 12 catches and 170 yards, then you're in trouble. But
well, last year too. To that point, last year he went. I think it was 10 catches for 140 yards and a touchdown, and they still beat him.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but I agree. He's the guy you need to shut
He's their
down.
only threat.
And then what did the Eagles do on offense? They have to focus on the run. Are you trusting Nick Foles like Blake Bortles?
I trust Nick Foles 100%.
Yeah, Nick Foley and Dynamite, Nicky franchise.
Nicky Touchdown has done it before. He will do it again.
Jesus Christ. I regret calling you. Actually, no, I don't, because you're coming over now.
Let's round out the rest of the picks then. Tennessee going into New England. I'm assuming you got New England.
That's an easy one. Yeah, I don't even think that game's close.
Yeah, the total's 48 for the points. I thought that was kind of high for a Tennessee team that's just going to run the ball majority of the game.
I do see that kind of high, but I don't know. I don't know how New England is going to be stopped in this game.
Yeah, that's true. They could put 50 up themselves.
40 points themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That total's so high is because New England is favored by 13.5 points, and I think they're going to be, leading by 20 at half. So, they only
right.
Tennessee's really only got to put up a touchdown to get that total up, even to 56 or something stupid like that. You know what I mean?
All right. Then last one, we got New Orleans going into Minnesota.
So who's going to be playing the Eagles?
That's going to be the game of the week, probably.
Mm. Who you got?
As an Eagles fan, I want Minnesota.
Okay.
But I see New Orleans
really?
Going in there and winning. Yeah.
You'd rather play Minnesota than New Orleans as an Eagles fan.
It's not who you'd rather play. It's who you think's going to win.
Definitely.
Mm.
Yeah.
You see New Orleans going in there and winning, though? You said?
I think New Orleans goes in there. It's going to be a really close game. I can see it being a field goal game, late second field goal, maybe even. It'd be a really close game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that their running backs, everything that New Orleans does, the Vikings have a stop for it. They have a quick defense going left and right. They can kind of stop Kamara or contain Kamara for a little bit, maybe. But then once they get on the offensive side of the ball, what are the Vikings really going to be able to do? So that's kind of how I was thinking about it.
So I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, and everyone's laughed at me, but I see Teddy Bridgewater finishing this game out for Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, we were actually talking about. I've been saying that since about week 7. Teddy Bridgewater was going to come. Or no, whenever Teddy was available to come back, I've been saying, "Oh, this is the week that Keenum's going to shit the bed." And I don't know. It's a different animal, the playoffs. So we'll see what kind of quarterback Keenum is.
I look at it as I like New Orleans to win the game. If New Orleans is up by, say, this is a lot, but 17 at halftime, and the score is like 21-7 or something like that, so a big win at halftime, and the offense looks bad for Minnesota, I think they go to Teddy Bridgewater because they want him as the quarterback next year.
Mm-hmm. It's very possible. And he offers them a lot more in an offense side than Keenum can, but Keenum's been very cautious with the ball. He's not making those mistakes that Teddy Bridgewater might by trying to force some stuff, but I agree with you completely.
Yeah, I mean, as a GM for that team, you're going into next year with 3 unrestricted starting caliber quarterbacks. Which one are you going to give the 5-year deal to?
Yeah, I agree.
It's
not Bradford.
Right, it's not going to be Bradford. And I don't think it's going to be Keenum.
Mm-mm.
I think they want Teddy Bridgewater, so they're going to try to find a way to get him in.
He's the one that has a chance to be a franchise
my
QB.
Personal opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, Jibby, we're kind of up on the time here, and just because you're an Eagles fan, I really wanted to see if this will play down the line for you, so let me know if you hear this.
It doesn't matter what you think!
Well, if the Eagles do not win, I will book my ticket immediately to come up to Windsor and hang out with you guys for the Super Bowl.
Nice. I
Sounds
like it.
good. All right. Do you want in on this Madden tournament then, or are you going to come the night before? Well, yeah, obviously.
It's the day of,
Yeah.
so.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. I'll be there.
All right, sweet. Maybe you'll put up.
Take you to the casino.
Yeah, we'll take you out. We'll take you out, man.
Sounds good.
All righty. Well, thanks for coming on.
All right, guys.
We'll talk to you.
Thanks, Jibs.
All right, appreciate it. Take care. Later.
All righty, see you, buddy. So there you have it. Another fucking Eagles fan on this show.
I loved it. I actually forgot he was an Eagles fan until we
How
started.
do you forget that?
Because we weren't calling him about the Eagles. We were calling him about Jacksonville.
Yeah. Okay.
I consider him a Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
Just like
honest.
you never left me this voicemail.
Piss coming from my ass! Piss out my ass!
Like, don't leave me voicemails like that,
It was
man.
many weeks ago.
Yeah, those.
When I was on a flight to Philly listening, I heard you put that. The one day I missed, Ryan missed 2. Mark it down.
Sure. But anyway, so just to finish off the show, I should start announcing this at the start, but we got our contest going on for to win a free beanie. Since the weather is fucking cold, actually it warmed up today, but it's gonna be, getting cold soon. So, you have 2 steps. You have 2 steps, not 1 step.
2. Everybody's just
2.
doing 1.
Everybody, well, not everybody, but you can see some people are just hitting like, but they're not sharing the post. It's a like and share contest, so you got to like the post and you got to share the post. It's still pinned to the top. It's going to stay there. Jesus. It's going to stay pinned to the top. All you have to do is like and share it. Do both steps and you're automatically entered to win a beanie of your choice, like basically your favorite team, and we'll send it out to you free of charge. No shipping, nothing like that for you. So that's it. And then what else? Again, like I said, I do want to do that with the capture card. So even if we can get max just for the time being until I buy one, they're not. Some of them aren't that expensive. I don't need anything fancy, but we'll do a little Madden thing, and then we can always do like old game review or something like that, where we talk about what we really hated about that Madden or something like that, or what we loved about it, shit like that. And I'll play the intro music for whatever game we're playing. So that's pretty much it. So we got our picks. Go Atlanta.
Eagles?
No, go Atlanta. So
Just
if you want to take us out, I don't know. I wanted to call Ryan, but I do. No, I don't want to, just because he's,
Barfing at his butt.
something like that. Yeah, he'll probably leave me the same voicemail you left me.
We'll see next week, I guess.
I guess so. So anyway, I'll do it. I'll do it this time. I'll give you a break.
There you go.
Yeah. If you want to, we have Instagram. It's at Sportscasting Couch. We don't have that many followers. I use it. It's just to post some photos. We have 113 followers or something like that. But, it's actually, it helped. We had Brian Baldinger on, and that's how I contacted him, was through the Instagram there. Our biggest, fan base is on Sportscasting Couch on Facebook. I think we're up to almost 700 followers, so that's pretty sweet.
Killing it.
Yeah, we're killing it for sure. And then SC_Couch on Twitter. I don't know what followers are on that. Like 700 maybe as well, 600 something. But I've been trying to tweet at Johnny Manziel, and I don't. Have you seen the Twitter?
You've been using the Twitter to post?
I've been trying. I don't really know. I don't know how to fucking use it. I don't use Twitter. I had Twitter one time in my life, and I was watching San Jose play like Vancouver, like in the NHL. It was just a random game that was on really late because it was a West Coast game, and the announcers for San Jose were so bad. They were so like it was like you were announcing a Philly game. Like you'd complain about everything going wrong for Philly, and it was nothing. They were giving no compliments to the Canadian team in Vancouver.
It's like the local broadcast. I hate in basketball. It's that every single night. Whatever the home team, they have their own broadcast team, and they only talk about the home.
Yeah,
home team.
it was so bad. I had to sign up for Twitter and tweet at those 2 announcers just to tell them how bad they were. And then that was my only tweet, and then I deleted it like a week later.
Fuck it. They just get some shit talk from some random egg.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. So SC_Couch on our Twitter if you want. For fuck's sake. Let me drink some water here for a second.
Twitter.com/SC_Couch is what he was trying to say without the coughs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And then if you want to send us a challenge on Madden, I actually do have Madden 18 now, which I'll talk about it in a second. But if you want to send us a challenge or just send us anything sports related, you can use any of those outlets. But sportscastingcoach@gmail.com is one that we can use. And then you're probably listening on iTunes, SoundCloud, or YouTube. Just give us a like, a share, a follow,
comment,
all that, subscribe,
dick pics,
all that shit. But yeah, so Madden 18. Did you play that journey mode or whatever?
It sucks. I stopped playing it.
You stopped playing it?
You like it?
I don't mind. I like the story of it.
The story's okay and everything. I was just excited about it, thinking it was an actual career mode. You build your guy and then you do your thing.
I heard
and
it
you
does
follow
stop.
a story mode and stuff. It's literally just a story that they made that ends and then you're done.
Yeah, I'm at 26% of it completed. My friend was telling me that at work. He was saying, it just ends. And I was thinking, Well, I've been trying in the story mode, and I don't really actually give a shit, but I just wanted to see what the story was. But what I was thinking of doing was,
If you fail, they let you redo it. Like it's really no way you can not get all in the storyline.
Really?
You just keep redoing this.
Well, you did
I
that?
think some parts they might let you redo, but I remember there was like a passing drill or something that I had to hit the right buttons and.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Mhm.
Well, that's not as much fun. No, I don't want to do it.
I'm
But-
sure. I hope they make it better in the future because
Oh,
that's
they
the one
will.
thing. The one thing about the 2K game, like basketball, is amazing. Is
Yeah.
my career mode is all anybody plays on that game,
Yeah.
and it'd be really cool if you could have like a park where you go and you play pickup football with your guy,
Yeah.
with other people or
Well,
something
until
like that.
2K takes over that franchise,
Yeah,
they won't
EA
have
Sports sucks.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
it. It really does.
Mhm.
There was a
They
great
don't fix anything.
There's a great meme on Facebook. It said it was a guy dropping off a resume at EA, and the boss or the interviewer says, "This is only page 1. Where's page 2?" And he says, "Well, that's DLC. You got to pay." for it." And then he says, "Welcome to EA."
It's true. If you think about the way it goes, they kind of the DLC is a huge thing now where that's
Yeah.
all they care about is
It's
how can
stupid.
they make more money off the thing. That's the new Star Wars game that came out was hated because it was literally you can be better at the game if you pay money.
Well, it's all microtransactions.
Yeah, so
that's
now
all.
they took that away.
Well, look at. I don't know if you knew about this stat about Grand Theft Auto 5, but when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, of course they broke all these records for how much
Mhm.
money they made. But to this day, they have exceeded every record as far as how much money they made just because of microtransactions. They have
You can buy
they've made
stuff in
over
the
like
game.
$500 million on that game.
the guy we just had on the podcast,
Yeah.
I don't know if and I'm not gonna put him on blast. Somebody else I know. Somebody else I know has spent a lot of thousands of dollars on
Really?
Madden Ultimate
Oh,
Team.
yeah. Well, we know people like that.
We know a few people, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
One guy in Oregon who we don't fucking talk to anymore.
yeah, Matt. I played NHL with him the other day. But what I was gonna say about EA Sports games, it's basically, it's 2014. Well, here there's a new check thing. Okay, 2015 we're gonna take it away,
Yeah.
but 2016 here it's a brand new check thing again, but it's the exact same thing as it was before.
Yeah.
They take things away and then bring them back as new fancy new things.
Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know.
Word.
Is there anything in Madden that you want brought back, like QB vision?
Anything mad I want.
How about NFL? Oh, you haven't played that. So in QB Club 98, of course I'm gonna have to jump back to this. You know how like, the controllers are for the 64.
Mhm.
You actually have to hold the Z button in the back to bring up your wide receiver icons, and then you can throw
That's
it.
a good idea. I kind of like that.
Yeah, because it's like you're cocking back and
Yeah, so if you hold like say a left trigger on Xbox, then your passing things come out, and then if you're not, then you can scramble with the quarterback like he's a running back,
Yeah.
and actually do moves and stuff, and
Yeah,
not just
because
be a stationary
That's
guy.
exactly why I ran for like 40 yards at one play on Ryan, is because I didn't know where my receiver icons were. So if you don't have your receiver icons up, you are a running back and you're
Mhm.
scrambling. So I found it hilarious. And then I'm running down the field pushing A and just literally stiff
Yeah.
arm, stiff arm,
I,
stiff arm.
I did
So-
like that cone vision thing that came out, but I felt like they had to have a better way to make it work, and I don't have any kind of suggestion to offer. But
yeah, it's
I the one thing that
how
sucked
about
about
first
it was
person view, VR.
through they used on the 2K game they had a face mask view, so you just
Oh,
see
really?
the face mask in front of you, and it was your head. Yeah,
Ah, it's weird.
it's 2K5, I think it was one with TO on it. They
Weird.
had a lot better things. This
Yeah.
2K is better.
2K, yeah, they seem to be doing shit right.
Yeah, well, a hockey game that sucked, but their basketball game's good.
Well,
For
either
the
way,
most part, I guess.
I'm just gonna stick to my fucking Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I'll tell you the story about bye one day.
I'll tell you about the cease and desist.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.